Welcome back to the Chromperfect Beginner Training Series. In this video, we continue Section 4, focusing on reporting and deliverables, and we begin working with formatted reports. In the previous chapter, we introduced reporting as the final stage of the workflow, where processed chromatographic data is presented as clear and usable results. We also explained the difference between fixed format reports and formatted reports. We are now starting Chapter 2, Accessing, Building, and Managing Formatted Reports. In this chapter, we will focus on formatted reports, where they are located, how they are structured, and how they are created and managed within Chromperfect. Before we begin building or editing reports, it is important to understand where reporting exists within the software and how you can access it. Reports are accessed through the Analyse program, where processed data is viewed and reviewed. From here, reports can be generated and previewed. This can be automated if the Auto Report feature is enabled. For more information on this feature, refer back to Section 3, Chapter 2, Working with Plots. With Auto Report enabled, the chosen report will automatically appear when a chromatogram is opened. To manually generate a report, click the Reporting menu item and then select your required fixed or formatted report. If a formatted report is selected, you will be prompted to browse for the format file. The report format file can exist independently and be called manually by the user as required. However, formatted reports also form an important part of the automation process within the wider Chromperfect workflow. Format files can be stored within a method file. This means that when a method is used to process data, the reporting structure is already defined, travels with that method, and can be applied automatically during processing at the end of a run or during post-analysis using batch reprocessing. This ensures consistency, as the same method will always produce the same style of report unless it is intentionally modified. Top tip: report format files are also stored within the bound file, the proprietary Chromperfect analysis file, which you should now be very familiar with. We will go into more detail on how reports are generated and selected in the next chapter. But for now, it is important to understand that reporting can be independent and manual, or directly linked to the method for automation. Now let's look at the structure and contents of a report format file. First, open the File Editor program from its button on the Chromperfect main menu. Then, open a format file by clicking the Format button and browsing to an example report within the CP Data folder, then Example Reports. A formatted report is made up of sections, each designed to present specific types of information. These sections may include headers, peak result tables, as well as group and slice tables. You can also include graphics and image files, different types of Chromperfect plots, as well as more advanced options such as size exclusion chromatography, molecular weight reporting, and in-step reports. These advanced options will not be covered in this series, but you should be aware that they exist. Each section controls both what information is shown and how it is arranged. Within these sections, fields are used to display values. These may include component names, retention times, peak areas, calculated concentrations, or other results derived from integration and calibration. The layout of a formatted report is fully configurable, allowing you to control the structure, ordering, and presentation of information. This is done by selecting an element from its button and placing it on the virtual page, with orange markers indicating where the element can be positioned. Once placed, its settings and layout can be adjusted by double-clicking the element. A different dialog will appear depending on the type of element selected. As described earlier, a format file can be saved as an individual file, which exists independently. It can also be referenced from a method file. This is done in the Method File Editor under the Report tab. At this stage, it is important to keep the focus on structure and understanding, rather than building complex reports. Top tip: the fixed format reports we introduced in the previous chapter are themselves based on formatted report templates. Although they are provided as standard formats, they can still be edited and customized if required. This provides a useful starting point for users who want to make adjustments without creating a report from scratch. To edit the fixed format reports, repeat the process we discussed previously. You will find the FMT files relating to the short and long-form reports within the Chromperfect directory, rather than the CP data folder. One of the most powerful features of formatted reports is the ability to include calculations directly within the report. These calculations are created using the formula editor and allow values to be defined, adjusted, and presented as part of the report output. Rather than acting as isolated calculations, formulas within a report can be structured in a logical sequence. A value can be defined once and then reused throughout multiple sections. For example, a constant or calculated value may be defined at the report level and then referenced within a table of results. Within that table, one column may calculate a value, and the next column can use that result to perform a further calculation. Another powerful feature is the ability to define and reference both user formulas and user fields within the report editor. They can be accessed from their dedicated tab forms within the editor. This allows results to be built step by step across the report, creating a structured and consistent flow of calculations. It is important to remember that all calculations within a formatted report operate only on the results of integration and calibration. They do not modify the raw chromatographic data. Formatted reports are not just layouts. They are structured, calculation-aware outputs that allow results to be presented in a way that matches specific operational or reporting requirements. Congratulations! You have now completed Chapter 2 of Section 4. You should now understand where formatted reports are located, how they are structured, and how they are managed within Chromperfect. Reporting is a broad and powerful area, and this chapter is intended as an introduction. For more detailed information, you should refer to the Chromperfect main manual. In the next chapter, we will look at how reports are generated, selected, and applied during analysis, including how multiple reports can be produced from a single method. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, please like, comment, and subscribe. And for more information, visit chromeperfect.com.